And now that CK has chilled your blood with his crypt caper, it's time for me to freeze it. Yep, it's your host in the Vault of Horror, the Vault Keeper, ready to entertain you with a visit to an insane asylum. I call this mad yarn, this tale of panic in the booby hatch. Come back, little Linda. The old man sat in the damp darkness of his subterranean asylum cell, sobbing quietly. He sat with wide staring eyes and clenched fists amid the foul odor of decay and rot and unremoved human excrements. And he called her name, softly, softly.
Linda. Linda. Come back to me, Linda.
Dr. Morgan Ullman, the director of the county insane asylum, moved slowly through the dark, dim passageway lined on either side with ancient oaken dungeon doors. And there was a faint smile on his hard, cold face. His assistant, Eric Hagen, followed close behind. It was a stroke of genius, Eric, making use of these old dungeon cells. Did I ever thank you for giving me the idea? The money you pay me is thanks enough, Dr. Ullman. Dr. Ullman stopped at one of the metal doors. He selected a key from the ring he carried.
Well, the money I pay you is the least I can do, Eric. How long has it been now?
2 years, Dr. Ullman. The doctor inserted the key into the lock and twisted. The bolt snapped open. The doctor laughed.
2 years, eh? It's been 2 years since we emptied the wards and herded all the inmates into these dungeon cells.
Yes, sir. 2 years. The doctor turned to Eric, who towered over him, tall and grim and muscular.
Do you realize how many sheets we didn't have to buy in 2 years, Eric? How many blankets?
Quite a lot, sir. The doctor pushed open the squealing metal door.
Do you know how much we've saved on laundry, cleaning, food?
Quite a lot, sir. The old man sat in the damp darkness of his cell, whispering softly.
Linda. Where did you go, Linda? Linda?
You say he calls that name continuously, Eric?
Almost all the time, sir. The doctor shook the old man. The old man turned with wide, staring eyes.
Who is Linda, you old fool?
Linda. Linda? Linda is my love.
Probably someone in his past, Doctor. The doctor inhaled the nauseating odor of the dank cell and retched.
Linda, my love, come to me.
Yes, probably. Let's get out of here. He's beyond help.
We ought to clean these cells out, Doc, before an epidemic breaks out. They slammed the cell door shut and moved back up the corridor.
Perhaps you're right, Eric. A dead inmate means we lose his allotment. And we don't want that to happen, do we?
I'll have the more rational inmates do the cleaning, Doctor. It'll save having to hire anybody. Up the winding stone steps leading to the asylum building above.
You are conscientious about being economical, Eric. I'm proud of you.
Every buck saved means 40 cents for me. Why shouldn't I be? And out through the deserted, musty woods. Dr. Ullman stopped at a filthy window, looking out.
It's time to turn on the lights, Eric. We want everyone down there to think the wards are still occupied.
Yeah, I'll do that right now. Far below the bleak gray insane asylum, down in the valley, lights blinked on as twilight turned to night. The people in their clean white houses sat at clean white tables and ate from clean white dishes and never dreamed of the horrors going on above them. They never heard the anguished screams of the inmates in their slimy, stinking dungeon cells. Never felt the sting of Eric's whip.
Yeah!
Complain, will you? We'll take that, and that, and that. They never tasted the dishwater soup, the spoiled slop meat that was fed to the inmates.
What happened, Eric? Why did you have to whip him?
He complained, sir. He didn't like the meal tonight.
Oh? Well, if he doesn't like what we serve him, don't give him any for a while. He'll appreciate it after, say, 3 days.
No. Please, I'll starve. I'm sorry.
No, the people in the clean white valley town never heard the sad, mournful wails of the old man, crying for his loved one.
Linda, come to me.
If only they were all like him, Doc?
Yes, we wouldn't have any trouble if they were all as harmless and helpless as him.
Oh, I almost forgot. This came for you today. Eric handed Dr. Ullman the very official-looking envelope. What is it, Doc? You're white as a ghost.
It's from the State Board of Hospitals. They're arriving tomorrow for an inspection tour.
A chill crawled up Dr. Ullman's spine. If the State Board discovered what was going on in the asylum, he and Eric would be thrown into jail.
We got to move the patients back upstairs. Get clean sheets for the beds. Scrub the wards till they shine. Hurry, you idiot!
Yes, Dr. Ullman. The two men scrambled down the passageway, unlocking the metal dungeon doors, flinging them wide, screaming angrily at the cowering inmates who blinked at them in terror.
All right, let's go upstairs. On the double. Get moving. There's work to do.
Come on, old man, out of your cell! Out, I said!
No!
The inmates were herded into the passageway and marched up into the wards that had lain deserted and empty for 2 years.
No! Linda will be coming! I don't want to miss her! Linda!
He's giving me trouble, Doc.
Give me that whip. Dr. Ullman swung the heavy leather whip, lashing out at the old man. Upstairs, I said! Upstairs!
No, I want my Linda! I want... Yeah!
All night long, in the wards, the stinging whip rose and fell, urging the wailing inmates on.
Scrub the windows, wash down the floors, polish the beds. I want everything spotless. We're being inspected tomorrow.
All the poor asylum patients scurried about with pails and mops and polishing cloths, cleaning the long-abandoned wards. All that is except the old man, who sat in a corner sobbing softly.
Linda, I want my Linda. They won't let me see my Linda.
Why, you...
Let him alone, Eric.
Maybe we ought to put him back down there, in the dungeon.
No, we can't afford it. They may make it count.
But he could cause trouble. Him and his stupid Linda. Maybe he'll talk. Maybe he'll tell them where he's been kept for 2 years.
He's a babbling idiot. Who'll listen to the jabbering of a raving maniac?
Dr. Ullman turned to the other inmates. He brandished the whip.
One word, one hint from any of you that you've been mistreated in the slightest degree, and you'll regret it.
The inmates cowered in fear and terror. There was understanding in their eyes. Each one of them knew that the doctor meant business. There would be no slips of the tongue from any of them.
Yes, Doctor.
We won't say a word.
Not a word.
All right. Now get back to your work.
Only the old man, oblivious to everything,
continued to rave.
I want my Linda! I want my... Ah!
Shut up, you old fool!
Leave him be, Eric. In the morning, the wards were sparkling clean. Each bed was made with fresh, clean sheets and spotless blankets. The inmates had all been bathed and dressed in new uniforms. Everything was ready for the board's inspection. And then... they're here! Now remember my warning.
Linda!
They moved through the asylum, grim-faced, critical-minded, eyeing everything. Your letter came so late, gentlemen. I had no time to, prepare. You'll have to accept the place as it is.
That was the idea, Dr. Ullman.
They noted the tempting odors drifting from the kitchen, the gleaming brass of the beds, the immaculate condition of the wards.
You must be congratulated, Dr. Ullman. The asylum seems to be extremely well run. Are the patients happy?
Ask them, sir. They went from bed to bed, talking to the inmates, inquiring.
How is the food?
Excellent, oh yes. Are you well treated?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any complaints?
No, sir. Suddenly the ward reverberated with an anguished cry.
Linda! I want Linda!
Who's that, Dr. Ullman?
Oh, don't mind him, sir. He's harmless. The old man sat up, staring wildly.
They took me away from Linda!
What's he talking about, Ullman?
Some, figment of his imagination. We've been giving him psychiatric treatment. He climbed from his bed.
I want my love! Let me go back to Linda!
Now, old man. Back into bed.
No! Let him go!
The old man scampered across the ward, down the corridor to the cellar door.
Linda! Linda!
Where's he going?
He's mad! Why don't you let me... Down the winding stone steps. The board followed.
Ullman, have you been using these old dungeon cells?
Of course not! He doesn't know where he's going!
I'm coming, Linda!
Along the dim, dark passageway.
You know the rules, Ullman. These dungeons were outlawed 70 years ago.
I never used them. I never...
Linda! Darling!
The board members peered into the cell where the old man sat cooing happily. They sniffed. They saw the telltale signs. Smelled the telltale odors.
This cell was used recently, Ullman.
Only for a day or so, when he got violent. I swear it! Behind them, the other inmates were coming down the stone steps, marching along the passageway, filing into their respective dungeon cells.
You're lying, Ullman. They've all lived here for years, not days. Strong attachments are not made in days.
Attachments. The board member motioned to the old man's cell. Dr. Ullman looked, then paled. He was in there all right, cooing at Linda, whispering words of endearment to his love.
Good Lord!
Linda, the old man's love, was a big, fat, ugly, foul-smelling rat. Well, kiddies, there's a touching little tale of devotion. And so timely, too, what with St. Valentine's Day just around the corner. Now, I'll turn you back to CK, who's got a circus yarn to pitch at you. Oh, by the way, if any of you want to know what nightmares are in store for you, If you'd like to find out whether you're going to die violently or not, just visit an astrologist fiend of mine. He specializes in horoscopes. Bye now.